I'm Beth Jacobson, and I'm here with
Pam Lathrop.
and we're here today filming the August edition of the Beloit Today show, and actually it's our back to school show. And so today I'll be interviewing Michelle Gavin, our transit coordinator, and she's going to tell us about transit for students and actually transit for anyone if they'd like to go even so far as Janesville. So who are you going to be interviewing today, Pam?
I'll be with Laura Fedrowski, who is a health educator with the Rock County Health Department, and she'll be talking to us about immunizations that the children need to go back to school.
Well, it is coming up already.
I know, it's sort of hard to think because it's August, but if we do this show in September, it's too late.
Right. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm also going to be talking, or one of us will be talking with Melissa Badger, maybe both of us. It'll be a surprise. And Melissa's with the Beloit School System, so she'll be telling us a little bit about some of the changes that we're looking forward to.
So if you have children or know of your neighbors and you're looking for more information on the upcoming school year, please stay tuned. Good morning. I'm here with Michelle Gavin, Director of Transit, and we're here to talk about transit services and a little bit about school. It's almost fall, and school will be back in session soon, and Michelle's here to tell us what we need to do to be prepared for transit. So is there anything new going on in transit you would like to start off with?
At this point, I guess I'm pleased to say that right now we don't have anything new. I'd like to talk about, additional services and so forth, but right now with the way the world has worked, actually, frankly, I'm pretty pleased that we're just, keeping on with what we've been doing. So the nice thing is that for parents and kids that are thinking about going to school, particularly for anybody that's already familiar with the system, we have no changes to the schedule or the routes at this time, other than there's a few temporary detours related to construction, but they're fairly minor. And if you go to your regular bus stops, you'll see where the bus stop, if there's a temporary stop involved, you'll see where that information is.
So we'd like to put the rumors to rest. There will be public transit for students in the fall because there was some discussion about the state budget and how things were falling, and so it will be back to how it was.
Yeah. At this point, we're not anticipating any, dramatic changes. We're still actually trying to finalize our numbers, looking at 2012 and beyond. To see if there's any service changes that we need to make. But at this point, I'm confident that certainly for this school year, we're in pretty good shape.
Well, that's great to hear. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the rates for transit services? Are they the same? And for students that are maybe new or have a different school that will be taking the public transit, where can they go and purchase their tickets or tokens?
Okay. There's actually a lot of different places that they can buy the passes and the tokens. We do sell passes. They're 10-ride passes. They don't expire. There's tokens available as well, and that's certainly convenient. My kids, I will tell you, they would lose their arms if they weren't painted on. So with tokens, you can hand out the one or two that they need for that day and be done with it. But the most convenient option is a student semester pass. It's actually a sticker, a special security sticker that gets applied to the front of their student ID. And that's the biggest savings. That's actually about half the price of any other passes or tokens that we have available. And that's good for unlimited use any day that school's in session. So if they've got after school programs or anything like that they need to go to, sports, that'll take them to and from. So.
Well, great. It sounds great. Now, is there anything else that they need to be aware of? Are there new bus stops? Everything's the same. I know that when I'm at the library, I always see buses traveling often.
No, actually, so far we are not anticipating any changes at all. The last changes went into effect August of last year, 2010. So if somebody has not ridden the bus for a long time, they may want to look. Again, I encourage the use of our website. All of our schedules and maps are available on that, and that's beloittransit.com. Alternatively, if that's not convenient, please give us a call, 365-RIDE, and we can gladly send you schedules and information and answer any questions that you may have.
Sure, and for the residents that are not familiar with public transit, there is the service that does still go to Janesville, and all of that information is available on your website?
Correct, yeah. We have an hourly service referred to as the Beloit Janesville Express that's jointly operated between Beloit Transit and the City of Janesville Transit. It's a wonderful service. It's $3 to go in each direction and all the way up to Janesville, and like I said, that runs hourly. So that actually does go to Black Hawk Tech. It goes to URock, and it goes to the county services and the job center and a few other locations. So.
Well, great. Well, thank you for the information you gave us. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about transit that the people are maybe not familiar with, or is there anything else that you'd like to share with us?
No, it's just that it's not a new service. Actually, 2007 marked the 100th anniversary of public transit here in Beloit, so we've been around for a very long time. Last year we won the statewide award for safety record. We had so, you know, if you're trying to think about, hey, how am I going to get my kids to school safely and cheaply, I'll tell you this is the best deal out there.
And your staff can help people if they're looking for route information, or how do I get from here to there? Your staff can help.
Yeah, absolutely. Just ask any driver, and they will gladly help you. That's what their job is. So they're always eager to help people, you know, get from place A to place B as fast and as easily as they can.
Well, great. Thank you for helping share the information about public transit. I'm sorry about the construction you've had to negotiate through this summer, but we're hoping that by the fall everything will be back to normal. So thank you, Michelle.
Thanks, Beth.
I'm here today with Laura Fedrowski, who is a health educator with Rock County Health Department. Thanks for coming on the show today, Laura.
Thank you for inviting me.
Laura is here today to tell us a little bit about some of the things that parents and guardians need to think about when getting the students ready for school. And even though we kind of hate to think about school coming, it's inevitable. So let's talk about some of the immunizations that children will need for the new school year.
Well, there aren't any new immunization requirements this year. Some of the newer requirements within the past few years have been a chickenpox vaccine, the addition of a second chickenpox vaccine, and the Tdap vaccination, which is the tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis. So it adds that pertussis component, which is whooping cough. And we've seen a very large increase in the past couple of years in the amount of kids in Rock County and nationwide that are exhibiting signs of pertussis. And in Rock County in 2009, we had 18 confirmed cases of pertussis. So it is in Rock County, and it's very important to get that vaccination.
What are the symptoms of pertussis?
Well, it's mostly characterized by that whooping cough, the wheezing in between the cough, the not being able to catch your breath in between the cough. And so that would be kind of the biggest sign of pertussis.
What are the ages that students need to get these shots updated?
The two main times that children should go in are kindergarten and 6th grade. Those are the two main times that the shots are required.
And why is it really important for students to get immunized?
Well, first off, because the schools require it. And though we don't suggest it, parents can sign a waiver if they choose not to immunize their children. But immunizations really are effective. The diseases are still out there, the ones that are very debilitating, and so we do need children to be vaccinated against those diseases.
I would probably say that the risks of the immunization is minimal as compared to the disease itself, right?
That's correct. That's correct. And public health really has, they've been so successful in getting children immunized that we're a couple generations out of, people knowing what the disease looks like, knowing people that have been afflicted by that disease. So we can kind of begin to become more lax in thinking that the diseases aren't around. And so we really want to get the word out that, the diseases are still there. We still need to be vaccinated against them, and that the risks of the vaccination, the benefits of the vaccination far outweigh the risks.
I think vaccinations have changed somewhat too over the years, haven't they? Like I think we all have that great big mark of a certain generation on our arm from whatever vaccine that was, but now they're a lot smaller, right?
They are smaller, and we do have a lot of combination vaccinations, like the one that I mentioned earlier, that tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis, the Tdap vaccination, and that's just one of many that they've put together, so you get less shots, so you're not getting a shot each time.
And now how are people paying for these vaccinations? Do you accept medical assistance?
The health department does accept medical assistance, and child vaccines are $5 each. However, no child is ever turned away for inability to pay.
Now, I know that children can see their own physicians, but it's generally tons less expensive to go to the health department, and you get the same shot, right?
That's correct.
So what are your hours? What would be a good time for people to come see you?
Sure. We have two offices. For the health department has two offices, one in Janesville and one in Beloit. And the Beloit office has open clinics Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And those are by appointment only. So you can call the health department's office at 364-2010 and make an appointment for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday between 8:30 and 10:30 a.m. Every Wednesday from 10:30 a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. there's an open clinic, so you don't need an appointment to come during that time. And on Wednesday, August 10th, our South office has a clinic, an open clinic, from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at night. And then our location for the health department is at the Eclipse Center, right behind the public library.
Okay, so if people are looking for it, that's where the open clinic would be.
Correct.
In the evening also?
Correct.
It's not
They're
a
all at
special
the
place.
yes.
Okay.
They're all at the office.
And of course, if people have questions, just call, because
Absolutely.
people are there to answer the phones.
Absolutely. And our website also has all of this information as well. It's www.co.wi.us/health.
Okay,
So,
the forward slash,
yes.
and maybe they can scroll that for
Yeah.
us. Now, I know that immunization is just one component of going back to school, but there are other things that parents and guardians might want to think about that maybe we could just address a little bit, like, things like nutrition and good sleep habits. Do you have any words of advice about that?
I guess to start off with the sleeping habits, really we would recommend that parents start to make their children go to bed earlier as the school year approaches to get them in tune with the time that they have to go to bed and the time they have to wake up once school starts again. And then to make that bedtime consistent and make it so that the children have time to unwind before bed, so no TV right up until bedtime. Children are really not recommended to have more than 2 hours of television time a day. And so to just make sleep an important part of their daily routine. Children need about 10 to 12 hours of sleep a night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's quite a long time.
That is a lot.
And in terms of nutrition, just really getting a lot of fruits and vegetables in the diet, focusing on healthier foods, low-fat milk, low-fat cheese, lots of fruits and vegetables, things like that. Really start to incorporate a lot of the healthier foods in the daily diet. And then physical activity, really balancing what you take in with the physical activity that you're doing. So really getting kids active and moving around, and which can really help during school if they have physical activity and things like that.
I know that up till the end of October, parents can still run down to the farmer's market on Saturdays and get some of those fresh vegetables and fruits. So that would help, probably helps a little bit with the budget also.
Sure.
They're generally a little bit less expensive and totally fresh.
Yes.
Coming off the farmer's market.
Yes.
So any other words of advice for school?
Really, in terms of immunizations, even for the parents who don't have kids that are going back to school, we really do suggest and recommend that parents keep all of their children up to date on vaccinations. So infants, toddlers, school-age children really need to be going to the doctor regularly to get immunized, and even coming to the health department as well.
And the health department does keep records of person's immunizations. And I know this because even though my son is long out of school, I just had to call them and find out when he was due for a tetanus shot. So even adults, they keep the records, so you can call and find out if you're up to date on tetanus shots, and they give those also, right?
They do. There's something called the Wisconsin Immunization Registry, and so you actually can go online and see what shots you've gotten. So you can just Google Wisconsin Immunization Registry and look online for yourself or for your kids to see what immunizations they've got. But the health department has access to extended records as well, so they can see what you need.
It's kind of a great benefit.
Yeah, it's a wonderful resource.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Laura. I know if people have questions or if they want to get immunizations, they'll be calling the South County office, and we appreciate you coming down from Janesville. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Melissa Badger is here today. She is the Community Relations Coordinator for the Beloit School District, and she is going to be telling us about a lot of new changes that are going on in the school system. Thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. We're really excited. We're in the middle of our busy back-to-school season, and we've had quite a few changes this coming year. One of them being the move from our 12 elementary schools down to 6 K through 3 schools, such as Todd Elementary School, and for 4th through 5 schools.
4 through 5 schools. And how will people know what school they're supposed to go to?
Sure. We have a central enrollment office that is open through regular business hours or by appointment, and parents can either call them at 361-4170 or just stop by and they can check which school they're going to. They can enroll their child, change their information, update addresses, everything in one spot.
I hope that students are excited about this because it sounds like a great difference for everybody, but a lot of little things that you've had to think about. You were telling us about the school bells. Tell me about the school bells.
Right. Well, we had to make it easier for parents that have children in several different schools to be able to pick up their children on time. So, for example, with our difference in elementary schools, we changed the bell schedule for the K through 3 students. They'll now go to school at 8:15 till 3:06, and the 4th and 5th graders will still be at 8 in the morning till 2:51. So that 15-minute window gives parents a chance to pick up their one child and then go pick up their other ones. And the others, secondary schools will stay the same.
Oh, perfect, perfect. But what other changes also did you have coming up?
Sure. Well, we had to identify some additional hazard areas where we don't want children walking alone, crossing streets, so we added a few more crossing guards. We identified a few more hazard areas, which just means that more families are eligible for busing. So parents should have received the letters if they were eligible for those busing opportunities, and if not, they can definitely contact our business office to, I guess, request an application to sign up for that.
And earlier in the show we talked with earlier in the show we talked with Michelle Gavin, and so she told us about some of the regular city transit routes, but I imagine all those routes have changed a little bit.
Right, and like I said, if parents have any question at all or they think they're eligible for a site, they can feel free to call us, and we'll be happy to review that with them.
Okay. Also, you have an exciting new change with the breakfast schedule that you wanted to talk about.
Oh yes, this is very exciting this year. We've always offered breakfast free to our elementary students and at a reduced cost for our secondary students. Well, this year, and this is unique for school districts actually, we're offering breakfast free to all of our students, all the way K through 12.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's wonderful.
And of course, we really encourage students to do that because as the nurses had mentioned, it's very important for students to have a good nutritious breakfast to come in and order ready to learn.
Mm-hmm. And where can they get that and what time does that start?
Now, sometimes it'll vary. Some schools may offer it during the day and that's still kind of being finalized, but they could usually just come to school about 15 minutes or so earlier, grab some free breakfast, and then go on their day.
And could you talk a little bit about the lunch program then also?
Sure. Our lunch program, we have set the prices this year at $1.65 for an elementary lunch and $2 for our secondary students. And of course, additional milk is 30 cents for those that are really thirsty. But we also offer free and reduced prices for our families that qualify. And what will happen is later this month, a letter will go out to all of our families inviting them to apply for free reduced lunch. Some families will receive a letter that they're already pre-approved, and everyone else, if they feel they are eligible, can send in the letter, and they'll be notified by the first week of school that their child will receive free reduced lunch prices.
Now, this might be a silly question, but when does school start?
That's a very good question. School this year will start Thursday, September 1st, and we have a varied schedule for that first day. Our elementary and middle school students will have a half day, just morning only. Freshmen will be our only students that go for the full day, so sorry about that, freshmen. And the 10th, 11th, and 12th graders will go in the afternoon only. And this is set up so that freshmen can have a chance to explore the hallways, find their classes without all the extra bodies in the school. And it's really nice because we're also offering, once again, Link Crew. And what that is our upperclassmen will volunteer. They actually go through training and will volunteer that first day of school to come in the morning, give up that extra sleep time, and help the freshmen find their way through the building.
Oh, I think that's a great program because it's scary enough as a freshman, although it is very exciting also, but the high school can be kind of intimidating and large, so I think that's great if you have like a buddy system, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's a great opportunity not just for the younger ones to kind of feel more comfortable and welcome in the school, but also for the older kids to serve as mentors and get that good feeling of volunteering within their own school building.
Have the schools been open for people to sort of tour around a little bit since there are all these new changes and students will be switching schools?
Well, right now our buildings and grounds crew are very busy moving classrooms. To date, over the summer, they've moved 162 classrooms already. So it's a lot of sweat gone into the move so far.
Oh, and that's not just chairs and tables. That's supplies and everything else.
Books and the decorations and everything. Our teachers had spent a lot of time packing up the materials, and that includes libraries, because moving from the K through 3 and 4 through 5 schools, some of the books are more appropriate at some levels than others, so those had to be all packed up. So definitely want to congratulate those teachers in getting that done in time. But our goal is that come September 1st, students won't even know that there was a move. Besides going to a new school, every desk will be in place, every piece of technology, decorations on the wall. It'll be as if it didn't happen.
That's wonderful. And I know that you also mentioned that your maintenance crew had a special project going on this summer.
Yes, actually, we have a new buildings and grounds supervisor, Jeff Jacobson, and one of the things that he and his crew are working on is kind of giving a makeover to some of our buildings. So behind us, you'll see that Todd it's starting the process of power washing our buildings, and it really does truly make a difference. I was surprised at what the difference before and after looks like, but you'll see some planning, some painting going on, and it'll be a fresh new look for the fall.
Oh, this is just so exciting. Can you think of anything else that we've forgotten? It seems like we've covered a lot.
Oh, yep, one more thing. I just want to let parents know that students must be enrolled, and for secondary schools, students must also be registered before the first day of school. So our middle and high school students they're going to want to go to the school during designated times to register, get their schedules, check things out a little bit, and those are set for mid-August. So we have August 17th and 18th for our middle schools, 9 to 1 and 3 to 6. And then the Hendricks Education Center on the 23rd, and the high school actually has 3 days to register. So we kind of staggered the schedules, make it convenient for parents, but we're looking at August 16th, 4 to 7, August 17th, 10 to 2, and 4 to 7, and then also again on the 18th from 9 to 1. So
And
opportunities.
those are plenty of opportunities. And I know if people have questions, they can call someone. Who can they call?
I'd be happy if they called me directly, and they can reach me easily through my direct phone line at 361-4032, and we're just looking forward to having everybody come back and greet old friends, new friends, and get started on the school year.
Sounds like a great time. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
It's the dog days of summer here in Beloit, and school days are looming ahead, but we still have a jam-packed calendars of things to do here in Beloit. We still have the Snappers Major League Fun at minor league prices, downtown Beloit Farmers Market. Make sure you get there early for the great selection. Produce is in, it's jam-packed with people. There's all kinds of things going on down there. It's a great place to meet your friends and family and grab a cup of coffee and pick up some vegetables and fruits and any kind of produce you can think of down there. Fridays in the park are still going on. Have music, lunch, a nice break during the day on Fridays, and live music every night of the week in Beloit. Check our website, visitbeloit.com, for times and places. And Dancing at Harry's continues. Learn how to rumba, salsa, swing dance. It's all free. What a great way to get a little exercise and move around and enjoy the nice evenings that are going to be coming up. Music and More continues on Friday nights until September 9th. So the weekend after Labor Day. So you still have time to go down and enjoy the music, grab a chair, and we have organizations down there and businesses selling food and nice cool drinks. So join us down there every Friday night. Movie on the Big Lawn is coming up this August 26th, and it's How to Train Your Dragon. And it's at the Harry Moore Pavilion. So please join us for that. That's always so much fun, and it's jam-packed, and again, it's free. And on September 9th is the Festival on the Rock at Preservation Park. There's carnival, there's live music. On September 9th also starts the 10th Annual Air Fest. And this year there'll be a September 11th memorial and the Lima Lima flight team and more, and there'll be even more there. So check their website because there's a jam-packed calendar for that weekend. On September 10th, Beloit Leisure Services hosts a Heritage River Run. And September 11th is our annual Heritage Days. Look for passports that will be coming out and more information on the organizations that are going to be taking part in all the activities that they have planned for the weekend. Don't miss that weekend because there is so much to do that you can't say that there's nothing to do because we have things from Thursday night on through the weekend. So please join us for one of those events. On September 16th is the inaugural running of Explore with Roy Auto Tour. Don't miss out because there's only room for 125 cars. And this is going to be a great time and they have a lot of things planned. So make sure you visit that website too, explorewithroy.com. And September 7th is the 7th annual Crime Stoppers Cruise Night. And September 18th is the 35th annual Beloit Autorama in Preservation Park. For more information on all these highlighted events and learn more about all the many more events, there's so many of them that I can't even talk about all of them on there. They're all happening in Beloit. Go to our new and improved visitbeloit.com and view our extensive calendar there. We're always having fun in Beloit and there's always something happening. So come on and join the fun.
I guess we have to stop playing so we can film the end of the show. We're still here at Todd's school, obviously, and neither one of us have been on a swing for a long time, have we?
That's right. So we heard a lot of exciting things about being back to school. Certainly we took a little tour of Todd, which there's a lot of work being done on the inside as well.
And there's a lot to think about with the new transit schedules and immunization schedules people should think about.
Yes, so make sure that you prepare your children for school and make sure, as Melissa told us, that everyone's registered. And we want to thank our staff for helping us.
Oh, absolutely. This is Steve's last show, maybe. We're still hoping that we get to keep Steve a little bit. He's done a great job editing, so thank you.
Steve's our camera guy, and we're happy to have him, so thank you, Steve. And if you have any questions, make sure you call the school district and hope we have a safe school year.